Ahoy, pirates! Welcome back to my channel. Today marks the start of another mini-event, the last one before Halloween, Magellan's Curse. This event brings back memories from many years ago when I first started playing. For the occasion, I've switched to my old PvE design, the Conception, the very first ship design I ever earned for dealing the most damage. Back then, designs had to be earned by doing the most damage to event ships or landing the final shot. So this design really represents my first step as a pirate. Now, let's talk about today's event. As always, there's an event completion bar, not too hard this time, and with quite good rewards. The new ship design looks amazing, though we won't unlock it in this video since it takes several days. I'll show it later in a short video. The season goals are the usual ones, I'll take care of them calmly. The market, on the other hand, requires Plato Coins, which can be easily collected from event NPCs. There are plenty of useful items, great for a small event, and even some ship designs, so it's worth farming a bit. I'll now hand things over to Captain Nereo and First Officer Jasmine for the quests. Luckily, Atlantis is part of this event too.
Good morning everyone. For this event, we'll need Voodoo Doom ammunition, long forgotten, but once legendary in sea fight PvP history. There are 3 NPCs, a basic one, an Admiral, and a Super Admiral. Very simple and straightforward. Let's accept the first quest. Look how many quests there are. The good thing is that you can activate up to 4 quests at the same time, or 3 if you don't have slashing blades. Let's begin. I'll skip part of the video so it's not too boring. They are really long. So let's grab a few more quests and set sail again. I think the concept is clear enough. I'll finish the rest off screen.
Welcome back. It's been a while. While Captain Nereo finishes things up in Nautica, we'll head down to Atlantis, which looks quite promising in this event. We'll need marauder torpedoes. We've got a few, and we'll make them last. Their market price is ridiculously high right now. There's only one event submarine to shoot, plus the usual wrecks and chests. There should be just 2 quests. Let's get started. Only a few submarines left. I'll finish them quietly on my own.
Keep in mind that the quests reset every 3 hours. That's because each quest gives a possible, not guaranteed, reward item needed for the final quest. So you'll have to repeat them several times to collect everything. Let's take a look at the best setups. For the small NPCs, there's no doubt the lantern setup is the most effective. The same goes for Admirals while doing the quests. You've seen how many players gather around each ship with lanterns, you'll deal more damage. Once you're done with the quests, switch to a Bastion setup for the big ships. The Sentinel helps you earn more Plato Coins, but its damage doesn't count towards quest progress. That's why I make a distinction between the two. For a full breakdown of how to configure your ship for these setups, check out my dedicated video. That's all for this event. See you soon.